Welcome to Is America Headed for a Debt Crisis? A comprehensive analysis of the growing American debt and its possible repercussions on the nation's economic stability. We delve deep into the soaring U.S. national debt, exploring contributing factors, potential outcomes, and the impact such a crisis may have on ordinary citizens. At the onset of our exploration, it is crucial to differentiate national debt from deficit. In a simplified term, the deficit refers to the annual shortfall between government spending and revenue, while the national debt is the accumulation of these annual deficits over time. The United States has been in a continuous state of deficit since the 1970s, culminating in a substantial national debt figure. Proliferating governmental spending, particularly in recent decades, has been a major driver of the mounting national debt. The allocation of resources towards defense, healthcare, and social security expenditure has tightened the revenue expenditure gap, leading to compounding deficits and a resultant growing debt. The drastic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on public health and economic sectors amplified this existing trend. Of course, the issue at hand transcends simply reckless expenditures. Policymakers argue that encouraging fiscal policies are necessary to stimulate economic growth, as the return on government investments or a nation's ability to service its debt generally outweighs the problem of increasing indebtedness. However, this is a contentious argument, with many economic pundits sounding the alarm regarding the challenges posed by unfettered spending. One consequence of escalating debt often flies under the radar: increased interest expense. The more money the government borrows, the larger the interest concoction becomes, effectively redirecting funds from public services and important endeavors to servicing the debt. In fact, interest expense could overtake other notable spending areas in the foreseeable future, if the trend continues unchecked. As numerical observations have shown, historically low interest rates have notably facilitated government borrowing. Nevertheless, this kindness has an expiration date, and although the prediction of future interest rates is a tricky affair, the likelihood of a significant hike down the road is far from negligible. The advent of these higher rates may pummel the government's financial standing, pushing the economy perilously close to a recession. Mounting government debts spell wider complications for the nation's citizenry. By crowding out private investment, this burden can depress productivity and wage growth, ultimately reducing the standards of living. Additionally, a flagrant fiscal imbalance could shatter confidence in the government's ability to manage its finances, prompting perilous scenarios like default or hyperinflation. The interconnectedness of the global economy muddies the waters further. A debt-induced economic downturn in the U.S., a premier trade partner with many countries, can generate ripples that are felt around the world. This tsunami scenario ominously points towards a larger, overarching global financial crisis. Hence, it is incumbent to scrutinize the decisive drivers of the alarming U.S. debt trajectory, paying heed to safeguard international economic stability. But has the road to recovery shut completely? Not entirely. Various strategies, from profuse spending cuts and tax hikes to enhanced economic growth, are available to address the unbridled debt expansion. Policymakers have a troubling dilemma in front of them: how to balance budgetary discipline with stimulative actions that foster an inclusive, sustainable, and vibrant economy. Nevertheless, the ultimate question comes down to how dire is the current financial situation, and are we indeed on the brink of a full-blown debt crisis? We realize that direct predictive exercises are challenging, as it demands foreseeing the state of various economic indicators, governmental policies, and other contributing factors. However, one thing is clear: the trajectory of the national debt is unsustainable in the long run. The current COVID-19 pandemic brought the nation to a standstill, and the corresponding relief measures spiked the debt to unprecedented levels. A normalization of this climb down will be a lengthy and arduous process, liable to induce further stresses on the nation's economy and its citizens. While several argue that America can effortlessly maintain its current fiscal imprudence without significant consequences, history avers otherwise. In the past, countries from all corners of the globe have grappled with unforeseen debt crises, and the very heart of these predicaments was the belief that fiscal manipulation had no repercussions. To offer a balanced outlook, it is essential to recognize that the U.S. still possesses the cornerstones of its economic might: technological prowess, an innovative private sector, and a transparent financial system. Nonetheless, we must not become complacent. By acknowledging the stark truths of increasing government spending, spiraling debt, and potential shakeups in interest rate scenarios, we can navigate a more constructive path towards fiscal stability. The pursuit of a pragmatic economic agenda necessitates the engagement of the American public. It falls upon us, as citizens, to pay heed to the consequences of burgeoning national debt on our own lives, hold pertinent conversations with our representatives, and critically scrutinize fiscal policies. No one policy prescription fits all. It will take a gamut of measures infused with the spirit of shared sacrifice and coordinated action to stem the tide. It is also incumbent to underline the importance of fiscal transparency. The disclosure of detailed, accurate, timely information about public finances is crucial to counteract irresponsible spending and positively impact investor confidence and interest rates. Proper fiscal policies and their consistent reinforcement should be viewed not as ice packs for a bruised policy, but as vaccines to preempt future fiscal ills. Enhancing financial literacy, the understanding of basic financial concepts and their implications, is an essential arm in this fight. This is not merely a request to comprehend vocabularies like bonds, deficits, and so on, but to dig deeper, to understand the intentions and outcomes of various economic policies, to weigh the trade-offs that governments often face in administering them. Even facing formidable challenges, the U.S. has the strengths and capacity to bend the current debt trajectory. A resilience to adapt, evident from past industrial shifts, and an enduring spirit of innovation, are among the nation's salient hallmarks. Recognition and ownership of the problem, perfectly aligning with the nation's dynamic potential, will be pivotal to course-correct the daunting fiscal imbalance. High time to debunk a common misconception that balancing the federal budget, thereby limiting borrowing, is inherently synonymous with fiscal recklessness. By studying the effects in a comprehensive manner and adopting astute fiscal management processes, a government can finance important investments even while reducing deficits. As we hurtle towards an uncertain fiscal future, it is imperative for American policymakers to chart an economy that works for all. In conclusion, the U.S. stands at a crossroads in its fiscal journey. The mounting debt is not just a number but a reflection of the tough choices the nation has been evading. Given the global significance of the American economy, it's not just an internal issue affecting only U.S. citizens. The world is watching, with a hesitant breath, praying that the U.S. weathers this storm toward a more stable and balanced fiscal future. Progress into the future demands challenging the status quo, demanding fiscal responsibility from our leaders, and preparing the next generations for informed action. Leviathans of change seldom move quickly or quietly. It is a slow, deliberate, and collective effort that can alter the nation's fiscal trajectory, setting the stage for a more secure, prosperous future. We are not yet at the edge of an abyss, but we are moving perilously close. By seizing this moment, acknowledging economic realities, and fostering a broad-based national consensus for reform, we can navigate away from the dangerous path we are currently treading. It won't be easy, but history is flush with examples of nations defying odds and turning tides. So here ends our voyage into the heart of America's fiscal realm. While holding a pessimistic lens towards the nation's economic trajectory may seem easier, it is kindness towards no one. Instead of condemning the situation, it is our duty to offer viable policy solutions, to shatter abundance of fiscal shibboleths, and to reframe the narrative towards a more balanced, stable fiscal future. When it comes to this fiscal puzzle, one size does not fit all. Even amid serpentine challenges, the U.S. preserves the capacity to alter the debt trajectory. Now is the hour to act, bringing together a smorgasbord of prudent fiscal management strategies, decisive policy actions, informed citizen participation to stimulate an inclusive economic rebound, setting the course towards a balanced fiscal future. Always remember, the trajectory of the U.S. debt is malleable, yet time is of the essence. The longer we wait, the more intricate the solutions will need to be. So, step into the fiscal realm, arm yourself with informed actions, and together chart a new path for the nation's fiscal horizons, ensuring robust economic growth and financial stability. In the end, remember the words of Sir Winston Churchill: the era of procrastination, of half measures, of soothing and baffling expedients, of delays, is coming to its close. In its place, we are entering a period of consequences. The time is now, America. Let's face our fiscal challenges, head on, with knowledge, determination, and purpose. As we gear for the battles ahead, internalize the fact that the task of achieving fiscal discipline involves both compromise and collaboration. Admittedly, it is neither the perfect policy nor the definitive political solution that matters, but an unwavering commitment to navigate the treacherous fiscal storms that may come our way. In the realms of economic policymaking, uncertainty is the only certainty. The path to fiscal equilibrium may be long and arduous, but it isn't impossible. With informed actions and sustained commitments, the U.S. can recant its fiscal indulgence, steering clear of fiscal predicaments, and into a future characterized by sustainable economic growth and financial stability. With that, we bring our expedition to America's fiscal realm to a close. Remember, no man is an island, and in the fiscal realm, one's economic actions often have tangible impacts on another's economy. As we explore the possibility of America's impending debt crisis, remember, we are all in this together, arm in arm, bound by a shared commitment to foster economic strength and stability. Even in the dusk of uncertainty and chaos, a beacon of hope exists. That beacon is you. You, the informed citizen, you, the mindful consumer, you, the vocal advocate. You are the agents of change, the champions of economic stability, and the purveyors of integrity. Are you ready to pick up the mantle and steer America away from its perilous fiscal path? So, what narrative do we, as citizens, want for our economic future? A tale of heedless fiscal luxury leading to a debt crisis and economic tumult? Or a story of economic prudence, of fiscal responsibility leading the nation towards society advancement and shared prosperity? The choice is ours, and the moment to decide is upon us. Embark on this journey of fiscal enlightenment with us. Let's assess the situation, comprehend the problems, and, most importantly, let's discuss the solutions. Let's strive for a balanced, informed narrative on the U.S. debt scenario, a narrative that grounds us in current fiscal realities, inspires us to action, and charts a more propitious path forward. Knowledge is power. In our obsessively interconnected era, misinformation and ignorance are potent threats to economic stability. Arm yourself with accurate information, engage in meaningful dialogue, and, above all, act. Whether it's by demanding transparent fiscal policies, supporting viable economic reform, or simply becoming more conscientious consumer, your actions do matter. Our expedition into America's fiscal territory may have concluded, but the exploration has just begun. Check back with us as we continue charting the United States' journey towards fiscal responsibility. Together, let's delve deeper into the realm of public finances, and continue to shine a light on the critical issues and hidden opportunities that lie therein. Thank you for accompanying us as we journeyed into an intricate aspect of our national economic landscape. We hope our exploration of the question, "Is America headed for a debt crisis?" has provided greater clarity on the intricacies of the nation's fiscal realm. We hear your voice, we value your concerns, and most importantly, we heed your call to informed action.